I'm fed up with you! Constantly being in this courtroom, driving against court orders.
I sit in my house and
Oh, you're not. You're sitting in my court.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Madam Judge, you're correct. I am in your court. I apologize. I put it out, and I'm very sorry.
And then because we're all set for this.
In City of Conneaut versus Johnny Ray Gregory Jr., case number 25 TRD 25. This case is set for an initial appearance hearing this morning. Mr. Gregory has appeared today with his attorney, Joseph Loftus. Mr. Loftus is representing Mr. Gregory in other pending cases. Mr. Loftus, you are retained on the new case?
I am, Judge.
Okay. Has your client received a copy of the citation that was issued on January 10th, 2025?
He has.
Okay. Does he wish to have a reading of the complaint as well as his rights?
Judge will waive formal reading of that complaint, enter a plea of not guilty to the count in that complaint, and it has to be heard on the matter of bond with this case.
Okay, there are two counts. One is driving under FRA suspension, and the other is failure to reinstate license. I believe that's in charge of two separate counts on that. So not guilty pleas to both?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. The court will accept the not guilty pleas. Okay, you'd like to be heard on bond?
As to bond, Judge, and as you reflected, I know I represent Mr. Gregory in similar cases before your court, those being 24 TRD 761 and 24 TRD 812. I have been retained by Mr. Gregory on both of those, and we are actively working those cases and trying to address the underlying situations in those cases and get Mr. Gregory back on track. And when I mean back on track, I mean being a validly licensed driver. Since the last court hearing, my client has updated me. He has retained new employment through Elite Employment Temp Agency. He's now working at Zirco Plastics, making about $15 an hour. With that temp agency he's working with, he was able to secure transportation weekly to work at the cost of $75. That, plus other family members, will mean Mr. Gregory is no longer driving at this point in time, and I have stressed the importance multiple times with Mr. Gregory to refrain from operating a motor vehicle until he is a validly licensed driver. He is also engaged through Catholic Charities with a caseworker working on obtaining stable residence and hopes to get some of that put into place as well. So he's actively putting the steps forward. He's trying to keep that employment and that income coming in so he can start paying this court's fees or this court's costs and any reinstatement fees. He really wants to have the ability to continue doing that during the pendency of these cases. So for those reasons, Judge, I would ask for a PR bond set in the matter deemed appropriate by this court.
The allegations are that this driving incident took place at 11:45 p.m. What shift is your client working?
Which is first shift, Your Honor.
Look, Mr. Gregory, I'm not expecting for you to respond. I'm going to set this case for a pre-trial conference on the same date as the other pending cases. You are facing a lot of jail time in these cases, and I don't want to hear any excuses from you today or at any time about why you're driving. I'm fed up with you! Constantly being in this courtroom, driving against court orders, while pending cases are happening. This is constant, well before Mr. Loftus was ever involved in representing you. If there's one more incident between now and the next pretrial where you come in to this court having gotten another citation, you might as well just walk to the jail. I'm fed up with you. I can't believe I'm letting you go. I can't believe I'm letting you walk out this door. It's constant with you. And I don't get why I keep being so generous to someone who just thumbs his nose at me. Get your client out of here. I don't want to see his face until the next pretrial. Bond is set, $5,000 personal recognizance, not to operate or be in the driver's seat of another vehicle. Thank you, Mr. Loftus.
I'm going to recess for just a moment. Lane Frost, come back on your screen. What are you smoking? What are you smoking? What are you smoking?
I don't know if it's
Bueller.
Click on that red button. What are you smoking? Don't click anymore.
no.
Now,
Can you hear me now?
what are you smoking?
I'm not smoking anything, Your Honor.
What am I seeing coming from your mouth or nose that looks like smoke?
It could be the blur or the reflection. I have no idea.
You know that lying to a court can get you in a lot of trouble,
Yeah, no.
and you're not smoking anything.
No, ma'am.
What'd you say that was I've been seeing coming out of your mouth or nose?
No, I'm saying it could be the blur from back there. I don't know.
After this docket is over, I'm going to replay. And if I see what I think I've been seeing, that's one problem.
Okay.
If I find out you're not telling me the truth, that's a second problem. All right, you may mute. Cecil Zilke. Unmute.
Yes, ma'am. I still had it on mute. I apologize.
Okay, are you smoking?
Yes, ma'am. I'm smoking a cigarette.
Okay.
I apologize. Do you want me to put it out?
Did the deputy tell you not to smoke?
No, ma'am, I didn't. I apologize. I'll put it out. I apologize.
I sent him a message too to quit it.
When
Did you? I'm very sorry, Your Honor. I apologize. I put it out. I'm sorry. I sit in my house and
Oh, you're not. You're sitting in my court.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Madam Judge, you're correct. I am in your court. I apologize. I put it out and I'm very sorry.
All right. Mute and don't do it again.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll contemplate whether finding you in contempt or not, because the officer and I both told you at the beginning not to be smoking in court. Don't do anything right now.
Madam Judge, I came into the court late, and so
Well, that's a problem too. You don't come into court late. You come into court at the time you're told to, or you're ordered to. I think you better stop talking and not make things any more worse for you, Mr.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
Mute. Stop talking, mute until I call your name again, because it
Yes,
can
ma'am.
only get worse for you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's 3 violations right there: coming in late, not doing what you were told, and smoking. And I hope everyone else is paying attention.
Good afternoon, your name?
Keely.
Keely Foster, right?
Yes, sir. Is my president, is my attorney here?
Yep, he's right here. I'm looking at him. File 244373SM. In other words, this was just up for us to review bond. You were out on a PR bond, but you missed a court date, so it changed to a cash surety bond. So on this cash surety bond, you're in jail unless you make that bond. But I have already spoken to jail. I wrote right on here that it is okay to change to a PR if appropriate facility is found. So I know they're working with you to try and find the right place for you to go. If they find that place, I'm fine with you going there, and this bond will automatically change so that they can
Oh,
let you
I
out.
don't need to go. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm totally not suicidal.
Well, like I said, you're all set. You can stay in jail if that's what they think is best for you, and if you agree that some other place is better for you, I already gave you permission for you to go to the next place, all right?
So I can go
You'll get a
home.
well, not quite home, but somewhere else. The next
No,
court date.
no. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean somewhere else? Why can I not go home? Why can
Foster,
I
I
not go
will-
home?
Miss
Why
Foster,
can I not go home?
I will
Miss
call you and
Foster,
explain
just
this.
take a breath. Your attorney will explain it to you.
Oh.
It's that there's two different plans, but I'm okay with either plan. You'll get
Why
your
can I
next
not go
court
home?
date in front of Judge Belargin. They'll hand that to you. But other than that, I think we're all set on this.
Why
Mr.
can I not go
Ms.
home,
Strasser,
sir?
anything
If this could be set
Sir,
for
why
a
can I not go
sentence
home?
date instead of a next pretrial,
Okay,
and we can move it along.
Why
that
can
would-
I not go home?
I starred that so that the clerks will see that. All
Thank
right.
you.
Why
Thank
can
you.
I not go home? No, please
With
let
that-
me ask you something. Why can I not go home?
You can talk to your
Miss
attorney
Foster,
about that.
I will call you today at the jail.
And then because we're all set, set for weddings, you can go ahead and shut everything down. Thank you.